Alright, I got the old wastegate off. Piece of junk, as you can see. JDM Sport, no name brand. Yeah, hopefully I can have a new one on today, the new Tial, and I still gotta make some adjustments. But this is the flange that I had welded up. Just a couple of pie cuts put together. Hopefully it'll go on underneath the exhaust housing. There's a 2-bolt adapter, and I gotta angle this side off a little bit more. It'll come up right here, and I shoot it across straight down. Alright, just another update. Finally got the new Tial, external wastegate all mounted up and everything, working flawlessly. Pretty much just I couldn't really get the flange. I couldn't really get the cuts I needed to have it go down here, and it just worked out to where I just ran it straight across the engine right here, and right now it's just dumping just after it turns down, it goes down there. I'm gonna put more pipe on. It was getting late that day, and I just wanted to get it done and fired up and make sure everything was good. What else has changed? Just rerouted my catch can lines and everything. I changed out the check valve I had in for a little bit bigger of a check valve. I mean, it's probably overkill, but whatever. It's a 1 inch. I don't know what the cracking pressure is, but it's spring loaded. It's very light though. Yeah, just move my catch can over to here. It's a little more sturdy and out of the way. Don't really know what I'm doing with the scavenge pump yet, but I bought it, so I figured I would mount it, find a good place for it, and figure out what I want to do with it later. Recently, actually, after I installed the new wastegate, I continued logging and tuning with Brian and everything. And he sent me one more tune update with I believe it was the 5.9 pound spring in. I sent him some moderate to heavy throttle drive, and everything looked good. So then I switched it out and went straight up. I skipped the 7.25 pound spring and went straight to an 8.70 psi spring. And usually before I send him like a wide open throttle log, like if I've done any type of like hardware modification like this and everything, and usually I'll send him some light to moderate throttle driving first, just to make sure everything's okay and is running properly and how it should. And once he gives me the okay and says he needs wide open, then I'll send him a second log with wide open. Well, I gave him the log with some light and moderate driving, and I heard a sound that was all too familiar. It was actually a lot worse than the first time it happened to me, but the front crank seal blew. It's not really that big of a deal, but the chirping or the squeaking is a lot louder, and you can actually hear it blowing air out. So I ordered that yesterday, $3.63 off of Rock Auto. It'll be here tomorrow. I'm probably going to try and do it myself just so I can, start sending Brian some more logs. For the time being, so I didn't blow my oil dipstick out or blow any other seals out, I took the dipstick out and I took a banjo bolt and kind of fabricated it a little bit and cut the 2 notches in it that are on the stock oil dipstick. So basically the notches matched up, lined up with the valve cover, so I could use the banjo bolt and put another line and either vent it to atmosphere with a one-way check valve, or run it into my PCV. And right now it's just for the time being. I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know, if it, a lot of people are telling me it's going to suck oil. I haven't driven it yet with it on, with that like running into my PCV setup, but I did start it. It idled fine. It didn't chirp. It was still blowing air through the front crank seal, but it didn't. It wasn't making the squeaking and the chirping that it usually makes. That did go away. And pretty much I just ran it from where my dipstick would be around here, and it just loops around. There's a little ball check valve right here, just a little one, nothing serious, and then just teed it in with a stock line that runs into my catch can, then to my intake. I don't know if I'm going to keep that, but I just wanted to make sure that if any type of pressure builds up, it has a way out. Yeah, that's pretty much everything up to this point. I purchased an N2MB watt box a while ago. I know, people are probably going to be like, oh, well, why would you get that? It's for manuals, blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, when you have a mismatched engine-turbo combination, and you got a 60mm turbo on a 1.4 liter motor, I mean, it's kind of hard to get spooling. So I haven't wired anything up yet, but I mounted it in the car, ran the wires through the firewall and everything. And I'm still debating on whether or not I should actually hook it up, just because I don't want to really do any damage. Yeah, I mean, I contacted the company and everything, and just made sure I would be able to use it. And everything is still functional. It's just wired into the brake on automatics, and obviously there's no. I won't have the no lift shift capabilities, but pretty much the only reason I got it is for the launch control, so I can set my RPM, and then it'll cut the ignition at whatever I want to set it at, and hopefully I can get it to spool from a dead stop. That is if I decide to, use it. I don't even know for sure yet. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now.